Welcome to the We Shine Well podcast, where I have real conversations with thought leaders in wellness to help you live your most vibrant, aligned, and purposeful life. I'm your host, Zoë Kelsey, founder of We Shine Well. Here, we share honest stories, gems of wisdom, and insight to spark clarity and guide your next right step, so you can shine brighter from the inside out. Now let's dive in. Welcome, friends. Today's episode is a special one because it's just you and me and our first episode ever. I'm so excited. And before diving into episodes with our incredible guests, I want to share the heart behind the podcast, my journey, and why that brought me here. If you're listening, have an inkling that you're someone who cares deeply about living well from the inside out. You're doing the inner work, you're navigating your own transitions, expansion, healing, or rediscovery in a way unique to you, and you're craving clarity, connection, support, and real honest conversations that meet you exactly where you are. And this podcast and this community was built for you. And you aren't meant to simply belong. You're meant to stand out in your own radiant and beautiful way, I believe. I'm here for it all and know our community is too. So to connect and grow more deeply with us, we have a Substack for each episode with more resources as a way to interact with and be supported by me, our guests, and like-minded friends. You won't want to miss that. And my passion for both community and wellness comes from my own lived experience. My journey of going from feeling contained to feeling ignited to becoming expanded. Growing up in a small beach town in Southern California with 14,000 people, I never felt like I fit in. I felt contained, feeling too much in some rooms, not enough for taken seriously in others, always having to prove myself. I developed anorexia in middle school, and looking back, it was an unconscious way to find power in the unknown of growing up and lost in my family. Numbing, seeming like the perfect little cheerleader on the outside without any needs, and at the same time screaming for attention as I physically shrunk myself, restricting food and life. After a lot of therapy, and I loved the group therapy for that expedited healing, at rock bottom, I started listening to the quiet truth inside of me asking for more, knowing there was more. I was meant for more, and I wasn't meant to do life alone, gripping, but to release control, trust, and surrender to God's plan, so much greater than my own, knowing there was only up from there. And it was a fresh start, going to college with 25,000 strangers. The turning point for me was realizing that being seen and loved for who I truly am doesn't come from being invited in. It starts with coming home to myself. And as I started listening to those inner whispers from what I know now as my highest self, the nudges, the breadcrumbs, the pull toward the life that felt more me, I slowly began to feel ignited, attracting amazing friends had ever had as the fun-loving, multidimensional woman that I am. And what truly woke me up to living my most authentic self all the time, not just around some people, was graduating from college a quarter early and going on a trip with a friend through 18 countries in Europe for 45 days with 45 strangers, mostly from Australia and New Zealand that know how to have definitely a good time. I was with these new friends 24/7 and was showing up completely as my most authentic self, adventurous and truly me, realizing that I was fully accepted as who I was, so why not be me? I let go of an outdated armor that I thought was safe and what people wanted of me. This is when I truly felt a spark inside me that was not just ignited, but it was on fire. Needless to say, this trip was one of the best gifts of my life. From there, I moved to the Bay Area in California right out of college for a corporate job. I learned so much from always having a side gig and wellness at the same time. Again, I didn't know a soul there. I explored, I tried all the things, and made some of the best friends I ever had. For the first time, feeling like I found my people for simply being me. This is when I started to feel truly expanded. Fast forward, during COVID, I moved back to Santa Barbara, California in 2020, hoping my corporate job would soon end. Maybe you're in that season now, the becoming season, the season where you're stepping into who you've always known you could be, the season where one aligned step begins to shift everything. That's what happened for me. The major shifts in growth don't come from architecting the whole staircase of what's ahead. Been there, done that, sometimes get caught up in it. But trusting the breadcrumbs leading to one right next step at a time. Following those breadcrumbs led me from my own health journey to becoming a certified health coach and knowing I was meant to make a bigger impact, to DMing my now friend Levesque and working with her for 3.5 years on courses, to moving back to Santa Barbara where I know I'm meant to be and be rooted, to becoming a business coach, to creating the community I always wished I had personally and saw the need for professionally through We Shine Well, to leaving my corporate job after 10 years, to expanding into a version of myself I never could have predicted, but always hoped was possible. Every aligned yes opened the next door. Every moment of clarity led to a deeper truth. Every step reminded me that I wasn't meant to do this alone, and neither are you. The We Shine Well podcast was created for you. Navigating life with intention, honoring the inner work, and choosing to live in the most aligned way, even when it's messy, uncomfortable, and unknown, because I've been there and I'm on the journey of life with you. From the seasons of burnout, the doubt, the overwhelm, the identity shifts, the transitions, the longing for deeper connection and clarity, to the expansion, the ahas, the breakthroughs, the moments where everything feels so good. It all comes back to continually coming home to ourselves and surrounding ourselves with people we feel loved and seen by. I'm beyond grateful for family and friends who see me, support me, remind me of my gifts and who I am, hold space for my expansion, and call me forward. And that's why the We Shine Well podcast exists, to be a community where you feel seen, supported, inspired, and held through your own growth. The kind of community that supports you to be the most vibrant version of yourself, honoring the ups and downs. So why am I starting this podcast? To create a space for real, honest conversations. No highlight reels, stories that show what it actually looks like to live in alignment, heal, grow, pivot, and expand. Reminders that you're not alone in navigating life. Tangible insights that help you take your next right step, big or small, and connect you with expansive people who are walking their own paths with intention, truth, and heart. Every guest who joins us carries lived wisdom that will meet you exactly where you are, whatever season you may be in. Every Tuesday, we'll share conversations with thought leaders in wellness, founders, healers, practitioners, coaches, creators, teachers. You can expect honest, heart-opening conversations on topics from nutrition and nervous system regulation to healing modalities, aligned living, and so much more. My hope is that you walk away each week feeling inspired, supported, having glimmers of clarity, and more connected to your truth. So thank you for being here. Truly, it means the world. And I want you to know you're loved, seen, and exactly where you're meant to be. If this episode resonates, this is just the beginning, and I'd love for you to be part of this journey. To follow the podcast, share it with a friend, and dive deeper each week by subscribing to our Substack to interact with guests and be resources to expand you. You're made to shine. Thank you for being here, my friends. Thank you for tuning in to the We Shine Well podcast. If today's conversation lit something up in you, I'd love for you to share it with a friend, leave us a review, and dive deeper each week by subscribing to our Substack in the show notes to interact with guests and discover more resources to expand you. Until next time, keep trusting your right next step and keep shining, my friend.